What's up, everybody? Kyle Hickory, Tactical Fatness here.
Tactical Fatness.
Everybody, Kyle Hickory, Tactical Fatness here. We're gonna have a beerside chat. Slowly drifting into the shade, and I would probably give the shade like a 3 out of 5. It's not the best shade I've had all year. Uh, it's definitely some shade though. With the beerside chat. Basically, what I want to talk to you guys about today is a very important question. The question being, Kyle, are you overconfident now that you've lost 100 pounds? And before, we could understand if you were underconfident, if you were scared, you were meek. If you didn't step up and, grab the ball by the days, grab the day by the balls, I suppose. That's why it's a beer side chat. Coming in with a little bit of a video in the series we're going to call the Beerside Chat. This one being filmed live from the SS Party Boat, also known as my kayak, where we're going to drink a beer, discuss important questions here. The question of the day being, why isn't my wife catching any goddamn fish? No, okay, so that's not really the question. The question of the day being, are you more confident now that you've lost 100 pounds than you were when you were 100 pounds?
Like maybe you're borderline cocky.
100 rounds. And arguably, you've gotten stronger, right, Kyle? And I would say yes. Yeah, I've become stronger than I was. I was fairly strong because I was carrying around a fucking 310-pound carcass all the time, which definitely, like, you'll have some leg muscle and some arm muscle just from moving that fucking mass around. But arguably, I've gotten stronger. Squatting a $105, a $195 clean, no problem for a 3x5. We're talking a $145 clean 3x5 pause bench, no touch and go bullshit. So deadlifting 285 to 315 for 1x5, clean, like easy pull reps. We're not pushing anything right now because I'm cutting. And anybody who's cut serious amounts of weight knows that you get to a certain point and you just cannot put more weight on the bar while taking more weight off the scales. You gotta make that choice. I lost 100 pounds didn't really impact that because I've always been attractive in my mind, I guess. The issue with that being that my confidence has waned a little bit through the fat loss process because I've had that self-realization that, holy shit, I was not that attractive when I was 310. I'm not entirely sure that I'm attractive now, but I have other personality traits that set me ahead of the curve. Definitely felt like I've gained in the average situation that I'm in. It's nice knowing walking into the room that even though I am not past my novice gains, I'm the fucking strongest guy in the room, like 95% of the time. I'm the most fit dude in the room 95% of the time. Which probably sucks for my friends knowing that, I have friends that lift, I have friends that are active, and I have friends that are a lot skinnier than I that are active. I don't know if any of them could go for a 3-hour run right now. I could. I could totally go run for 3 hours right now. I could sit on the spin bike for 3 hours right
now. What I do think is that most people are underconfident. Most people doubt themselves way too much. They look at common situations and they think there's no way I can accomplish that. When really, you just need to look at stuff and be like, you know what? That ain't shit. I can do that. It's just a goal.
Do you want to be strong?
or do you want to be lean? My answer right now, being lean is, I don't want to say more important, because being strong is fucking super important. The point being that when you are at a certain point, your macronutrient partitioning works in the favor of adding more muscle to fat. Therefore, I want to get to that point before I start putting on weight. Because if I start putting on weight and I'm getting more fat than muscle, then why the fuck would I bother losing the fat? I might as well have just recomped. Right now, the plan is to finish out the cut, get to the 109.6, 110, 115, somewhere in that realm. We'll go there, and then we'll come back up, probably 5 or 10 pounds, while putting on, almost recomping, putting on, a little bit of muscle mass, getting my squat up to 315, bench up to 225, and deadlift up to 405 for working sets. Not maxes, guys, I mean working sets. Before I even look at any intermediate or advanced base training, which is essentially what I've been doing on the cut. It's like an intermediate style training where I've been adding weight to the bar every week, every 3 lifting sessions for that lift, which is different because I'm following the starting strength model, but not exactly. As you guys know, we're not doing the starting strength model exactly, obviously, because I am dropping weight still, even though we have the beers on the weekends, which is totally acceptable. I promote a healthy lifestyle, a fitness-based lifestyle that's also fun. You can't forget your fun, and you gotta have reasonable expectations of what you're gonna do. Obviously, I dropped my expectations based on realizing that I don't want to live like I'm a bodybuilder. We can talk about these things. I have to answer this question in that unfortunately, I don't know how to speak to you guys that are, underconfident on a normal, every day-to-day basis. I've been confident even when I was 320, 340 in weight, like way before I started the transformation. It started at 309.6 in January 1st. Before that, there's definitely times where I was definitely fatter than I was. Even then, I was confident. I walked into the room knowing I had game. I was the wittiest guy that could walk in. I had that fat, funny, charismatic thing going about me, and everything just kind of flowed. I never felt uncomfortable in situations, even though I should have. I was morbidly obese. I probably should have felt a little underconfident at that point. Never felt that. So now, we fast forward to, I've lost 100 pounds. A goddamn fucking 100 pounds. I'm 2/3 of my former self. And not like a shitty 2/3. Like a decent, can function. I haven't finished out my new gains. I've been waiting for that. But I got a little bit of muscle. I have a lot less fat. All my friends notice. No issues with confidence at all. But I've never had issues with confidence. I wish I could help you guys that did, because even when I was a pudgy fucking 310, it might be something that's just a personality trait of mine. I don't know. It's not something that I could teach you guys, other than you just need to understand that you can own it. But am I more confident now? No. I am as confident as I was when I lost weight, but I'm a poor example because I've always been confident. I've always known that I was the wittiest guy in the room, the most tactical guy in the room, the most prepared guy in the room. And calling on the circumstance, I was the funniest guy in the room. I was the smartest guy in the room. I've always walked in just assuming that I own the room.
Which is what you guys need to
I've
do.
never looked at something in my life and been like, you know what, fuck it, I can't do that. I've everything I've wanted to do. I've looked at objectively and been like, you know, that's totally plausible for me in this scenario. It's not like I ever wanted to become, you know, a record breaking sprinter. I've never wanted to lift it, like break any world records as far as powerlifting goes. There's nothing. I was like, I wanted to become a stand up comic. So I started going to open mics. People liked my comedy because I was real, I was honest, I didn't fuck around on stage. I delivered hard blows and then I left, and that was my deal. And people liked that. I became a house comic within like 2 months, I think, of my first open mic. Started doing comedy shows all over the state within a year, and then realized that maybe that wasn't my passion. Picked up magic. Uh, you know, I may have spent some money on some materials, but I learned it, became fluent in it, still perform it, have a great time doing that. And I am totally rambling on this topic, and that's why these videos are fun, is because it's drinking on the weekend. I just kind of hang out, maybe answer a question, maybe ramble for 10 minutes. Who cares? Anyways, where's it going? I've always been confident. I don't know what to say about that. I assume some guys have been genetically gifted for muscle building and minimal fat when they walked out of the womb, and they don't have confidence. And that's the difference between somebody who has like a million fucking subscribers and somebody like me who has like a few. Maybe we'll see how far this thing goes. I'm confident as fuck. I think we could easily, Tactical Fatness could be a pretty mainstream brand. There's no reason it couldn't. Absolutely none. I mean, fuck. I've watched people do it, and they're awesome. There's no reason I can't, right? I lost 100 pounds. After we get past weight loss, newbie gains. Being the point is that you have to realize what your goals are, what you want to do, and then you execute. You basically act tactical. Tactical fatness isn't about the fitness bullshit. It's about lean, being a little bit lean, having a little bit more muscle than the average Joe. It's about realizing that you're fucking strong here. You're strong here. You're strong here. Right? And you don't forget that shit. Point being, what do you have to do to improve your confidence? I can't answer that. I've always been confident. There's other guys, I'm sure, that haven't been confident that are now confident. I can't answer that. I've always been this way. Hopefully we're going to edit this together and it's going to be a good... Basically, what we're here to talk about today is the Beerside Chat, where we're going to talk about a little bit for a few minutes about how we're not going to use this intro at all.